Hi, welcome to the review of the Gazelle Medeo T10 Elite Edition. I bought this bike about 3 weeks ago and it's done approximately 100 miles. I've driven it in the different power modes. Excellent bike, really good build quality. Being Gazelle, Dutch manufacturer for I guess best part of over 120 odd years, I believe. Assembled in Holland, obviously probably using Far Eastern parts etc like everybody else does these days, but yeah, really good bike. Retail price approximately 2,600. I've got the standard edition, which is with the standard bar. You can buy the low-rise bar, mid bar sorry, it goes from about here, which is what my wife's purchased. They also do an edition like a proper ladies bike which goes down here, but that then eliminates the battery in this section here and they actually mount it on the back, and I believe that's called a T8 or a T9, which isn't that great to be honest. So this is the higher spec model. It's got a 500 watt battery basically in here, and I'll show you a bit later on how to get that out. 65 Newton meters power rating, whatever that means, but it does 20 miles per hour as a limit, with the motor deactivating after that set speed. Never really noticed it deactivating, so I've been up to about 35 I think, sort of downhill. Been a really good bike. I've taken it mainly on forest trails actually rather than the road, but it's equally as good on both. Obviously it's not designed as a full-blown mountain bike, but comes with, as I said, a Bosch 65 Newton with a 500 watt battery. It's got a Bosch motor in the hub there rather than at the back, which is much better. It comes with 10 speed gears, derailleur, which is Shimano, you can see on there. Really good gear changing, really slick, no issues with that whatsoever. Battery goes in here, you can charge it while it's in situ in there with the battery charger, and I'll show you that in a minute. And you can quick release that there with the key and the battery just pops out. It actually has front suspension which you can lock off if you want to, or put back on, and you can adjust something from here, which is pretty tricky. You can pull that off and use an Allen key, and that's like the rebound. I haven't really played around with that to be honest. Wide light reflector, comes with, let's have a look, hydraulic brakes, again Shimano. Guess they're pretty decent top of the spec. I'm not really quite sure all the detail, but very powerful. Tried them both front and back. The suspension, I don't think it's like really high spec, but it's just adequate enough to ride on forest trails, sort of pebble tracks, shingle tracks, and obviously on the road. So nice mud guard, aluminium, not plastic, so high spec. Comes with the Schwalbe Big Apple road tyres. There's the tread for it. What I'm going to tell you now though is this came with a 28-inch rim, which is what this is, and a 28-inch tyre with a 2-inch wide tyre tread. I've actually changed that to this, slightly wider. This is a 28-inch times 2.15. It clears the rims, as you can see, no problem. Slightly rubbed this front one here, so I've just taken that out and just trimmed it on the inside. The plastic doesn't rub at all now, and this width, you can see that, is perfect for this bike. The 2-inch wide is ideal for road only, but this now gives me the flexibility, a really good grip when I'm off-road now as well. Comes with a standard backlight, and the rack, as again is standard. You can't really, I did take all this stuff off just to see what the bike looked like. Looks okay, but then you can't fit the light anywhere. I put it all back, and I'm glad I did, and I'll show you why in a minute. Comes with what they call a cafe lock. Allows you to secure the bike with this key. And then basically you twist this key. I can't do it, so I've got three hands, but you twist that key, and you move that lever, and then that slides across the rim here into this lock, and then you can take this key out. Now, really strangely enough, you can't take this key out unless you've got the lock in, which means the key is always on your bike generally, so you can't leave it unattended, because someone would nab your key and then put it in there and release your battery. But you know what, I've got used to it, because I don't leave the bike unattended. If I do, it's locked, and I do put the cafe lock on as well. It's in a nice matte black colour, really good finish. I preferred it to the high bike, although the high bike was a little bit more mountain bike orientated. I was looking at the Model 7, similar sort of price range. I prefer this, to be honest, much better build quality. Here you've got the brakes, again Shimano, really powerful, 10-speed gears, the thumb twist there, adjuster. Strangely enough, hasn't got the gears marked on here, so you just have to assume that's a 5 or a 4 maybe. Comes with the Bosch control unit, which I'm just going to mount on here. Let me just turn that on. That's currently showing, let's have a look, performance line, done 108 miles. You can switch to different power modes. At the moment it's off, it's full battery. You can use this little control unit here, which is brilliant, so you don't have to touch the main screen. Really perfect for riding. So I can flick through the information channel thing there. Let's see what that does. So it's gone to trip distance, the time clock, your maximum speed that you reached, average speed done, trip time, how much range your battery's got. Now if I press the plus sign, which is power mode up and down, that will should shift to eco. That's giving me 89 miles of range. I found that isn't quite accurate. That is basically, from what I can work out, 89 miles if you're continually powering and have some torque on the motor. So in a real situation, you tend to be freewheeling quite a bit, or you're switching power off. And my range at one stage went up to 150 on eco, and I actually did about 60, and it still had about 70 odd on the screen. You can then switch to Tour, which is perfect for commuting. I believe that's around about 180 to 200% power, where the eco is about 130 assisted. And you've got Sport, which for some reason if I just do that again, go back to Tour and then go Sport, comes up with e-mountain bike, and that screen at the bottom. That's Sport. I think that's over 200, not quite sure, 200% assisted, and the turbo gives you about over 300 assisted. So that's the screen. You've got the light button, which you can turn the light on and off. It's really pretty bright, to be honest. Can't really tell in the day, so you can turn that on and off. And then you've got the I button here, which is basically the same as that, so it's really convenient having that there. And then you can go into what they call the programming mode, which I believe you have to hold down the reset and the I button for 6 seconds. Let's have a look. I'm not quite sure. Let's just try. Yep, there you go. you're into configuration mode. You can flick through that, you can adjust your clock, your wheel circumference, so that's interesting. So these are originally set with 20-inch, 2-inch wide Big Apple tyres, and it says 2280. So I rung up Schwalbe and checked their website, and the 2.15, the circumference is bigger, and it's 2315. So I've set that as that, so that then makes your speedometer accurate. You can change the language, you can change to kilometers an hour if you want, time format. It's got a shift recommender, so there's a little arrow up and down that appears here every so often telling you to shift your power down or your gears down. Didn't really use it, to be honest, pretty useless. Total number of hours, you can leave it on standby, I believe, not sure, and that just gives you different versions, I guess. So I just press the reset button, hold that down, that should come back out of that mode. Yep, there we go. So that's the screen control. The battery, I did best part of 60 miles and I had about half battery life left, and I was rearing between eco, turbo, occasionally turbo, but generally in eco mode, so it's a really good battery. I'm just going to put this down for a minute, so I'm going to show you how to take the battery out. So I'm going to release this key from the cafe lock, so 1 second. There we go. So I've put the key. You can see the cafe lock is now in place. So that bike, you cannot ride it. You can pick it up obviously, but it weighs with the battery at approximately 25 kg. So it's a bit of a lump if you want to run off with your bike and carry it. I have to say, when you're riding this bike, you do not know it's 25 kg. It's very light and nimble, and there's no issue whatsoever with it coming off a regular bike. So basically, to get the battery out, you put that in there, you click it, and the battery pops out there. You just got to press the little knob there, and it just releases the battery completely. There you go. You can, so Bosch, there you go. Whatever that, if you're interested in reading all that jargon, it's 36 volts, 13.5 amp per hour, 500 volts per hour. Comes with a charger. I'll just take it to my shed. Just pull it out. Here it is. Bosch e-bike battery charger, standard. Plugs in. This, interesting enough, this plug here came with one of these European plug, which is what this is for my wife's bike, by the way, which she's got on loan at the moment for free, waiting for her Gazelle. It comes with one of these, and then you've got to put that on it. So what I did on eBay, I bought one of these, which is just one of these. It's like a kettle lead. Bought it with a 13 amp fuse on it, and I just plugged it in the end. That eliminates the this thing here. So it comes with that, standard in a box. Interestingly, not really good manuals, very basic manual, but you can download the manual from the internet for a Gazelle bike, and it gives you information on how to get into that configuration setup, which if you didn't know, it'd be pretty difficult. So just going to put this back on. You have to just put it down for a minute, so you have to twist that key at the same time to put the battery back in. I'm just going to put you down for a minute. Yeah. Put the key back in the cafe lock. I'll show you how that pops out then. Yeah. That's it. Key now won't come out. Seat post, I'm 5'10½", so I've got plenty of room to adjust up and down here, even at my height, and I've got it set perfectly to the pedal with my heel on there, which should be straight. That gives you your correct riding height, and this is a 20-inch frame. So this model comes in a 45 centimetre, which is from here to the centre point here, or a 50, which is what this is, or a 55. And in layman terms, that's an 18-inch frame, a 20, which is what this is, or a 22, which is going to be too big for me. So this is a standard 20, perfect for 5'10½". Comes with standard adjustable hand levers, so you can adjust the bar. I've got it set at the highest point. You can see that. Look, I've got it at 40 there, which is the highest it will go in the up direction. You can have it tilted down as well if you want. Really comfortable grips. You can put your wrist on there as well to support your wrist. I've got a quad lock mobile grip there, mount, so I use this phone for. Obviously I can't put that on there. I've got a, bought this from Halfords, a couple of quid, just nice for the bottle. It's got, comes with the straps or two, nice rims, comes with the set of magnet, which I think there's a probe somewhere down there, which this bike apparently is monitoring how much pressure you're applying on the pedal, how fast you're pedaling, and also how fast you're traveling, which is through the use of this monitor here. So it's looking at 3 different elements of your cycling, and then that's determining how much power that motor is giving you on the pedal assist. So it's really clever. Comes with a chain guard. I think that's plastic, not quite sure. Again, matte black. Quick release wheels, both front and back. Really cleverly, it also has this little gadget here, so you can see my, I'll just zoom out a little bit. Yeah, so you can see this is pretty stiff. If I flick this lever down, so this is good for mountain biking, not, well, off-roading, like I do in the forest. You put that lever down, this now gives you more play. See? This is for general road riding. Just makes it more comfortable with the gear changes. But to torque it up a bit, you push that lever up, you can see that's a bit stiffer, so it doesn't rattle. It's less likely the chain will come off as well. Let's take a picture from the front. Some of you may prefer just to keep the original tyres on, but I prefer these. Gives you much more flexibility. Really nice, comfortable seat. Got really used to it. A lot of cushioning there. From what I understand, it's not advisable to get a really soft seat because eventually that will give way. It's best to get a medium tension, and your bum will mould eventually into this seat. And I would be honest, I'm not even considered changing this because on my previous bikes I've changed most of my seats, but no need. I'm just gonna walk over and get the let's have a look. Let's just put back this gadget. I bought this from Halfords. Put it on there. 40 quid. Made by a company called MTS. Really good. Comes with bottle holder, straps at the bottom. There's space in there, and it straps from underneath and also from the front. I won't put it on, but I went touring on this. It was brilliant. Put me drink in there, sandwiches, wallet, keys, whatever you think of, and it's got so much space. It's unbelievable and well worth. And it absolutely sits perfect on that back stand. So Halfords, 40 quid, MTS. So if you're interested, you can purchase that from there. Not really sure I can really add more to that, but if you have any questions, you can leave them on on the YouTube channel, and I'll happily answer them. Okay, good seeing you. Take care. Bye.